Hi, so I wanted to make a video on how to achieve the look that I did on these kitty ornaments. All I did was use gray chalk paint on MDF, and I painted it gray first, and then I used these. I'll grab one of these, a fresh one for you. These, they're like little sponges, and you can put them right on your finger. And what you do is, I'll grab one that I've already used, and I have, there are these distress inks. They come in all different colors. This one's a blue one, I have a black one, and that's what I used on these. Here's the black one, and I'll show you how to do it. I haven't done the hats yet, so I'm gonna do a demonstration on how I got the black outline. And I did not paint this part here. I used the same sponge, and I use them a couple times before I toss them. I try not to be too wasteful. So what I'm gonna do is I just kind of rubbed the sponge right in the ink pad, and you can get these at Michael's. They come in like 4-packs. I think they come in multiple packs too, besides the 4-pack. But you can get them on Amazon too. They sell them in like, I think they come in like 9-packs or 12-packs, but they come in like sets of 4. They come in like neutrals and blues and pinks, all different shades. But and then they do come with these fun, you can buy these little boxes and store them in. So these are really fun. They're from Tim Holtz. They come in every color. So I'll show you how I use the other colors too. I did use the brown on my witch. I put that on her hair, so I just put that on the edges there. So, and then on her skin, and then I used the black around her top. So, and I used the brown also on her skirt. And I did use the blue on my mermaid hair, and I'll grab that one for you really quick. And here she is. She's not glued down yet, but I used the blue on the edges of her hair, and I even put a little bit of the blue on the edges of her little flower. So you can use these for so many things, and I also did that on her tail. So that's not glued yet, but I will be gluing that shortly, and I'll make a separate video for the mermaid. So while I have this out, I'm going to just show you how I go ahead and do this. I just put it along the edges, oops, off camera, and I'm just rubbing that right along the edges. Here we are, and I'm just giving that like a little bit of an antiqued look, and that's all I'm doing. So now the edges are just a little bit blackened. It just gives like a nice definition. So when each layer comes together, because it's kind of like a puzzle when you put these together, and you kind of want each piece kind of to be noticeably separated. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just going through, and I'm just putting that black right on the edge of these hats, and I just used red chalk paint. This is called Fiery Sky, and this is from Dixie Belle. It's one of the silk paints. So you can use any chalk paint you want. It doesn't have to be the brand I use. I just wanted to try a different brand. So that's all there really is to the little hats. They really don't take long. So that's what I did on the cat, and then I just dry brushed some white to create like a fur texture on those. And that's really nothing exciting. It's just the same old dry brushing technique that I usually do. I just brushed the white right on there. And then, so I did put the black around the edges and on the little circle part where you're gonna put your ribbon or your string. So I just put that on there. I just wanna make sure that these hats really pop. So you don't have to do this. I'm just giving some different ways to finish your little hats. So then these just fit together. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the cats for you so you can see how these look. So this just fits together here. They just slide together. Had too much coffee today, so my hands are shaking a little bit. All right, so then they just fit there. And then we have our little puff ball that goes on the back. That's all there is to that. And then there are extra pieces you can see on the edges here, and then you just kind of line them up. There's really no rhyme or reason. It just fits together. And then there's the little holly sprig that just lines right up. And they fit together pretty nicely. I mean, if you don't get them on there perfectly, it's really no big deal, because it doesn't have to be perfect. And this is all just chalk painted, and then I dry brushed. This one is a trickier one. I want to show you how this one goes, just because it has these 2 extra pieces on here. I'm going to take this little snowflake off so you can see it. So this is how this one goes. So this one that has the longer stem goes on the top, and this one with the shorter stem goes on the bottom. And then we have, this is how the holly sprig has to go. So it has like this, like, longer, like, I don't know, it's more of a sharp, I want to say, sharper piece that kind of, sticks off to the side. This one goes on the right side, so you know how to put that holly, sprig on here. So that's how that goes. And then if you take this away, you see that it just, fits just like that on there. And then you take your little snowflake and you put it right on top. So just make sure that you put the little berries on just like that, otherwise they're not going to fit on there perfectly. So I'll just show you, and you don't have to, you can use a paint pen instead of using these extra pieces. I just kind of wanted to do it for the somebody going by with their music. Okay, sorry, I'm outside. It's just such a nice day. I wanted to be outside today. So so that's all you have to do, and then I'll just put this back. So just make sure that you put those on there exactly like that. But like I said, you do not have to use these if you don't want to. You could just use a paint pen, paint marker, and you could just paint them. You don't have to use those. I just wanted it for the additional effect. And there we have that. And then we'll grab his little hat. And I just love the little fur. I just took a paintbrush, and I just took one of these like cheap Michael's paintbrushes, and I put some white chalk paint on and just lightly went over it. And you can see how it gives it like a little fur texture. And it's really simple. You just rub some of the paint off on the paper towel, and then when you get the right amount of paint, just lightly go over the top. And then there's our little hat. I have to try to do this. I'm going to put it down because it's hard to do one-handed. And if you want to put the black on around the white of the hat, you can do that too. I'm going to not do that. And then this just fits right there. So there's our little kitty. And I'll move this up so you can see it a little better. So I'm just going to do that here. And there's our little kitty ornament. Really easy peasy. And they really didn't take long. I just did them like an assembly line. I did all the gray, then I did all the green, then I did all the white, and I just painted them like really fast. And I also was painting these jingle bells at the same time. So I was trying to get these done all at once. So I was doing an assembly line, trying to get these all done last night, because I got on a roll with doing a lot of files. I had started these a while ago, and I just got around to finishing these. So I was just doing them really fast. I did the same technique with the black sponge and the ink pad, and same thing again. Just kind of rubbed it along the edges. And I also did the same thing on that back layer. I just painted it gray, and then just kind of took that sponge, just kind of rubbed it along the just along the surface, just to create a cool look. So, and I gotta make sure I don't get any paint. I like to make sure I get all the paint out of there and use a black marker to fix that. So there, that is, and I have not glued this down yet. So just gotta make sure I line it all up. And this is just really easy to put together too. I'll show you how that goes. So you just take this off, really easy. So you just have all these layers, and then you just keep layering. That's how you paint it. You don't have to paint the whole thing. You just paint the parts that are going to be seen. So if I wanted to try to layer this all up. Make sure it's all lined up. And then this piece, a lot of people ask me what this piece is for when they get it. It's the piece that goes right on top. I think I get about 20 messages a month asking what that piece is for. So that is what that piece is for. It's just that extra like 3D look. So then we just put this here. This part of the cardinal is supposed to be set to engrave. So make sure you engrave that part right there. Because that way you don't have to worry about painting that part because it's supposed to be black. So I set it to a nice dark engrave. And I gotta make sure I line these all up. It's hard to do with one hand. Okay, so you get the idea. So there's that one. And I have not painted his little feet yet, or his beak. I can show you, let me grab one of my paint markers. And I got these on Amazon. They're just acrylic markers. You can get, there's 1,000,001 acrylic markers on Amazon. I was just looking this morning. I was thinking about getting some different ones. They had more color options. There are so many good deals on there. You can get like 108 for like, I don't know, $27, $30, like crazy. They're so cheap. So these ones I got for I think $8 for 24. So really good prices. So Amazon, it doesn't matter what brand. I think they're all pretty decent. So I'm gonna go through. I'm just gonna paint his little beak. And I just want to make that pop a little bit more, making sure I'm staying right in the line. And that's it. There's his little beak. I'm gonna do the same thing with his little feet. I could have probably just left it with the MDF, but I don't like the scorched like marks. I don't like that. I mean, it's not like they're really scorched, but I just don't like that color. There we go. There's his little feet. And so there's our little cardinal. So I wanted to add something different. I really wanted to make more jingle bells. So I thought, what can I do to make them different? So I thought, why not add some little cardinals on there? So there's our little thing. And I almost forgot, it has a little snowflake that goes right on top. So there's our ornament. And I did use a different color paint on the holly sprig that I did on here. So I just used more of like a forest green and then more of like an English ivy color on that, just to make them pop a little bit different. Okay, so that's all there is for those. And while I was doing my assembly line, I also did these. I was just painting them all at once, and literally I got, I want to say, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 ornaments painted in like 2 hours, and I was taking my time. So these ones are really fun. They just layer. So they just layer like this. You do not have to use this layer if you don't want to. You could just paint this other layer. And I did use one as an example. Here it is. So I did one where I painted it so you could see it without that top layer. You don't have to use this top layer. So you can skip it if you wanted to. So there it is without the top layer, and here it is with the top layer. So that's, I just wanted to kind of show you how those look. So I did the same thing again, just dry brushed. So these are really easy to put together. You just layer them up. So, and you don't have to paint the whole thing. This is just some navy paint that I used. I thought was pretty for like the night sky. And then I have these trees. And if you don't want to do them the way I put them together, I do group them so you can see which ones go together. But they're all a little different. There's also this one. They're all slightly different. You can change out the backgrounds if you want. I made them so that way the ground showed a little bit more in each one. So, and the trees are all different. So those ones were really easy, super easy to paint. Yeah, I just dry brushed to create like a snowy effect on the trees. I just painted them and then just dry brushed. Took my paint and put it on the brush and then just ever so lightly just rub the brush right across the paint. And I have tons and tons and tons and tons of dry brushing videos. So I didn't want to make any more videos, you know, repeating the same stuff over and over. So if you want to see dry brushing, you can check out one of those other videos. So that's all there is to putting these files together. They are easy peasy. If you have any other questions, just shoot me a message in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Okay, thanks. Bye.